Without changing his medication or diet, he has had much better blood sugar levels.
Es gibt Altersdiabetesfälle.
There are cases of adult-onset diabetes where we're at the limit, but we can delay the initiation of a regular diabetic treatment. In case of polypathy, which we checked, the nerval passage in the peripheral organs has been improved.
Der nervale Durchgang in den peripheren Organen ist verbessert worden.
I have diabetes and I've done everything there is, syringes and the like, but I still felt weak and limp. Since I've used BEMER, I don't feel weak anymore. I have more energy and more power.
Dass die Anregung der Vasomotion und damit Verbesserung der Mikrozirkulation.
The stimulation of the vasomotion, thus improving the microcirculation, is not the only effect our signal has on the body, which is shown in other scientific studies. They also show to us that this signal, this impulse, does also affect protein synthesis, the immune system, the behavior of the white blood cells. In fact, we could ascertain an increased production of information proteins within the organism. Therefore, information can much better get to the different parts of the body. The body's regulatory processes are harmonized more easily, and therefore these processes are more efficient.
Last year, a new patient came to me who was suffering from AIDS and suffered a massive circulatory defect in her leg. To my surprise, after 4 weeks, she told me that the ulcer had decreased dramatically. The wound was healed up. It was still crusted, but closed, and it could now heal for good.
A patient was presented to me with a highly inflammatory lower leg, without sufficient blood supply and bulging edematous tissue. Basically, the leg was going to be amputated. The result, after 4 days, from a completely necrotic wound, was that the blood suddenly started flowing again. First, the patient was shocked, but for me it was the breakthrough we needed to avoid an amputation.
Der Durchbruch, dass ich gesagt habe, das brauchen wir, eine Amputation zu verhindern.
We could reduce the blood pressure medications in a patient by 50%. Now the blood pressure using BEMER is better than it was before using 100% of medication. The doctor said her knee was so bad that they'd have to insert an endoprosthesis. She used the mat, and after 3 weeks she could walk back down the stairs and is now fully mobile again. After 5 weeks she had no more varicose veins and she can again wear shorts. 10 years ago my wife had a very serious vein disorder and had an operation date set in Mannheim. In the same week her medical practitioner presented to her the BEMER 3000 device. They simply applied it against my will, and at first I was shocked. How could you, and what is that again? But after 6 weeks of BEMER therapy, she was able to cancel the vein surgery. The field of microcirculation comprises the metabolite exchange and the mechanisms of the body's defenses at the smallest blood vessels. Not only the behavior of the red blood cells, the plasma and the platelets, but also the behavior of the white blood cells. No regenerative process is possible without participation of the microcirculation, which emphasizes the significance of the microcirculation for preventive medicine.
A patient was treated for a giant cell arteritis from the angiologist with cortisone. The cortisone had to be stopped. The walking distance of the patient has increased from